Hey YouTube, Israel here with another knife review. Today I have the SOG Vulcan Tanto, and this is going to be a re-review. I did review this a long time ago, but this is I wanted to do a better review with my high definition camera because this is kind of an important knife, at least to me, because this is actually a knife that I do EDC sometimes. That stands for everyday carry, okay, for the new people. People always ask, you collect knives, so you have so many choices. What do you actually carry? This is one that I do actually carry when I want something in the 3.5 blade length category, which I consider ideal EDC length. All right. Now this is made by SOG. It is made in Japan. All right, and the price tag on this currently is about $110. And I have to say, I think this is one of the best folders that SOG has out there. All right, I've had problems with some of their other folders, but I'll explain what they did right on this that they didn't quite get right on some of the others that I have. All right, but first let me go through the stats. All right, you see the handle there? It is their website lists it as GRN, which is glass-filled nylon. However, most stores are listing it as Zytel. Okay, so which is it? What I'm guessing is that maybe Zytel is kind of a brand name for GRN. That's as good as I can guess, but I'm going to list this as GRN-Zytel, okay? And it is Zytel, okay? Let me just say that because I've handled dozens of Zytel knives, so I do know what Zytel feels like. I think that's a brand name for GRN. Now the opening facility is this flipper. It does have some texture on that flipper. It is manual, it is not assisted at all, but one of the good things about this opens as fast or faster than an auto. Okay, it just opens super smooth. It has a heavy blade that you can easily, it easily gets that momentum up with that flipper, and it just comes out like lightning. Okay, you don't even need an assist on a knife like this. And as I said, the blade length, 3.5 inches. It is a Sanmai, which is a composite steel. The edge is made of VG10, which is a Japanese super steel known for its ability to get razor sharp and hold it pretty well. It is a laminate, that Sanmai, so the steel on the sides and the body of the knife, I believe it's 420J. But the idea of that is to use a super sharp steel for the edge, and then to use a more durable or giving steel, sandwich the VG10 inside more durable, kind of softer steel, so that it can withstand more pressure side to side. So it's altogether more durable, but also super sharp. And you can actually see the Sanmai. You can see a small line. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there is a small line a little bit behind the edge, which is where those two steels actually merge together in the laminate. Okay, so basically very high-tech VG10 Sanmai. A great choice for the steel. Now you see the texturing on the handle, very good texturing. You see that there, gives an excellent grip. You see the cutouts for the thumb. There are thumb studs. I don't use those, but you can use those volcano-shaped thumb studs to open it if you want to open it in a less flashy way. You see it has an American-style Tanto tip. However, the edge has an S-curve. Okay, it's not just straight like on many American Tantos. And that little bit of a curve makes all the difference when slicing and cutting things. All right, it's just much more of an efficient cutter. It's basically a slight recurve right there. All right, and this can be used for all kinds of things. It is a very deep hollow grind. Let me try and catch the light into that hollow grind. You see the very deep hollow grind makes it a monster slicer for its length. The sub-tip and tip of the Tanto can be used exactly as you would use a utility blade, like a carpenter blade, the razor knives, okay? So it slices, it does utility, And if you're thinking emergency use, emergency defense, well, that tip can go right through whatever you need to go through. All right. So it can pretty much do it all as far as what you might need for EDC. Now the locking mechanism is the arc lock. Okay, that's a proprietary lock of SOG, and it's a form of piston lock. Okay, it goes up and down as the blade opens, and it is similar to the axis lock. All right, and it is ambidextrous on this knife, and you can actuate it with just one finger, and that releases the blade. Super smooth. No blade play on the one I received. No blade play. Rock solid. All right, and you see the pocket clip right there. You know, it comes basically right side tip up carry. All right, and you see also a lanyard hole on that handle. Now the weight on this is 5 ounces, but I'll talk about that. But let me just explain why this knife is better than a lot of the SOG knives that I have tried out. Okay, let me just compare it. This might be a long review. Hey, I think it'll be worth it. You know, this is the SOG Trident. All right, let me try and open it without printing for you guys. Go. And this is the SOG Aegis. All right, now where do I begin? Okay, first of all, the opening. Okay, these knives are both assisted knives, right? And the opening is thumb stud plus assisted. So when you open it, it's kind of dangerous because if, let's say, your hands are slippery, if the knife twists while you're opening it, it's really easy to get your thumb, okay? Because your thumb has to be there to touch the thumb studs. So it's a little bit dangerous, and I just don't like the combination of assist plus the thumb stud. And the real kicker is that even with the assist, the non-assisted Vulcan opens faster than the assisted. And with your index finger on the flipper, there's no way that the blade, the edge, is nowhere near any of your fingers. So I mean, the deployment on this, not only is it simpler, it's faster, and it's safer. Okay, so the deployment on this way better than the deployment on the Trident or Aegis. All right. Now another thing wrong with these, or not wrong, but just as something I don't like, they develop blade play. This has blade play. Okay, and I've had so many people tell me that these two knives, that they bought them and they developed a lot of blade play. I mean, I've had tons of people message me on the reviews of these knives and say, hey, mine started wobbling. All right, so these have blade play. The Vulcan, no blade play, not on mine anyway. I don't know about yours, but just seems much better made. All right, now the arc lock on this, it is not ambidextrous. It's only on one side, which I don't like. I'm a lefty, and you know, a lot of right-handers use their knife in their left hand because they carry a firearm for use in their right hand. Okay, so even if you're not lefty, it's just a lot better if the lock is ambidextrous. All right, so it's ambidextrous on here, and also the arc lock just feels a lot more secure on this. The spring is a lot stronger. All right, it just feels more firm, whereas the arc lock on this, you would almost think it was broken. Like there's no spring. It's just the difference in how good the arc lock is just very noticeable. And even the placement, like this placement is bad placement. If I just think this is, I don't like that placement there. Okay, it should be like more out of the way, because I mean, you're actually contacting the lock as you hold it. I mean, I'm actually, if I use it in my left hand anyway, like I'm actually contacting that lock. It could disengage, right? Whereas this, it's out of the way. It's completely out of the way on this, right? And even if I contacted it, I'd just be pushing it to be more locked. I wouldn't be disengaging it. Okay, so a lot better lock placement and lock type on this knife. Now let's get to the handles. They're all Zytel, but this has no liners, okay? If I put on gloves and I tried to, I think I could crack this Zytel, okay? No liners here, okay, and you know, I think I could break this right about at that point if I wanted to. Press it against the ground. This is Zytel too, but it's thick Zytel with full liners, full steel liners, okay? So, you know, this is not going to break. All right. All right, and another thing people complain about on these other SOGs, the position of the lock, the safety, it's easy to accidentally activate that, and then when you pull it out and need it, oh no, the safety's on. Okay, so that's a lot of people actually take the knife apart or crazy glue it to like disable that safety. Whereas this, you know, they don't have that cheesy safety. All right, so you know, why do I like this SOG knife way better than some of the other SOG knives? The deployment is easier, the deployment is simpler, the deployment is faster, the deployment is safer. The Zytel is reinforced by steel liners, so it's much more durable. The arc lock seems to be just a better version of the arc lock on this, and it is ambidextrous. There is no blade play on this, whereas the others do develop blade play. So basically, like, everything people have complained about in the other SOGs has been completely fixed on the SOG Vulcan. All right, and it uses a better steel. These are AUS 8, which is a pretty good steel, but VG10 on the edge, I just prefer that to the AUS 8. All right, and the only thing people might complain about is that the other SOG knives are a lot lighter, whereas this is 5 ounces. You know, all I have to say to that is the reason that this is 5 ounces is, number one, because of the steel liners, which make it much stronger, and two, because of the thickness of the blade itself. And because this blade is so thick, they were able to make the hollow grind on both sides really, really deep, all right? Which means it's just a monster slicer. So I don't mind that weight at all. I think you're getting a lot of improvements for you know, 1 or 2 ounces. I'd gladly carry 1 or 2 ounces more for the benefit. So yeah, there you have it, a tale of 3 SOG knives. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, I'm just kidding. These are okay for the price. You know, these are a lot cheaper than this, but I really feel I got my money's worth for the $110 price tag on this, and that's why I EDC it. I can slice, I can do utility, I can defend. It's recommended EDC, and it also comes in a drop point version, all right, if you prefer that. Both are very good. All right, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it was a little long, but hey, man, a guy with over 400 knives tells you that a folder is his EDC. I think I owe you an explanation. I owe you, you know, a justification of why I would choose this with all the other options. Now, I'm not saying it'll work for everyone. Everyone has different needs, but you know, this is just my opinion on the blade. I think it's excellent. I think it's one of SOG's best folders out there. It actually won an award, a prestigious award, when it first came out. Alright, this has been Israel. I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out of here, dudes. Peace out.